Hey everybody, my name's Naman.
And my name's Devika, and we've been gone for a little while. Both Naman and I were studying abroad last semester, and we're so excited to be back on campus.
And our first video back is going to be asking students who their favorite professor is on campus.
We're so back.
Honestly, oh gosh, there's so many good ones.
Oh, my favorite professor?
Favorite professor? Wow, there's a lot of great professors.
Oh, my favorite professor, that's a great question.
Alright, what up? We're here with Rice Admission, and we're going around asking people who their favorite professor is on Rice's campus.
Favorite professor ever?
Yeah.
Probably Dr. Lou in the Asian Studies department.
I would have to say my favorite professor is actually my cello teacher, Norman Fisher. He's really great. He's been really supportive in my time here at Rice, especially since I started online.
Probably Scott McGill. He teaches a really good Roman civilizations course. Very passionate. You should take his class.
That's hard, but probably Roberta Anding for nutrition.
I would say Professor Gustin. That was the first class that I took here at Rice, and he was just the way he taught the class was just really fun.
Mine would be Dr. Laura Kabiri.
Probably my Gen Chem professor, Hutchinson. He's awesome.
Professor Jim Brown, my career call professor.
Well, I've had so many professors I've loved at Rice, because legitimately I feel like all of my professors here are passionate about the material, are passionate about teaching students and showing them how to use it. Man, that is a hard question.
Probably Carlos Jimenez in the architecture school. He's incredibly knowledgeable. If you have any questions, he has an answer. He has a book for it. He has a movie for it. He's been great to learn from for the past year.
Dr. Parsons from the psychology department. I took a positive psych class with her and I really loved her.
My favorite professor, Notino Shade, is Amaryllis Estrella. She's in the anthropology department. Okay. My first black professor that I've had at Rice, by far, I loved her class. Intro to Cultural Anthropology, and 201. Highly recommend that class. She's great. Love her.
Okay, I think mine would have to be Dr. Christina Diaz in the sociology department. She taught sociology of immigration, which is definitely my favorite class I've taken here. She's also been really helpful just in navigating academia. I'm applying to a PhD program. She's been really helpful in navigating that. And I also did research with her for a year after I took her class, so she's been super helpful, so I would say she's my favorite professor.
I'd say I can't pick one because I have 4 main professors in my department that I really like. So there's Dr. Mike Byrne, Dr. Phil Cordum, Dr. Jing Chen, and then Dr. Pat DeLucia. All of them are awesome.
I think it would have to be Jim Brown. He was my microeconomics professor. Yeah. He just has a lot of passion for the subject. He really cares about the students. It's a challenging class, but I really, really enjoyed it because it felt like he really tried to bring a unique perspective to it. He really tried to connect with every student. Another professor I really loved here at Rice is Risa Myers. She taught Data Science 302, Data Science Tools and Models. In that class, it was very challenging, but I feel like I got a lot of hands-on experience working with data science tools. I feel like I got a really broad perspective on data science while still having a reasonable amount of depth and everything. And she as well was really focused on the student. She really wanted to make sure that she was available to us to help us when we had issues.
Professor I do research with, his name is Cesar Uribe. He's an ELIC professor. I really love him. He's just a great guy.
So I'm an art major, and my favorite professor is Will Fowler. I had him for beginning painting my freshman year, and he's amazing.
Probably Angela Chen. She teaches photography. She is a national treasure.
I would say Dr. Van.
Dr. Van
is my favorite professor. Yeah, I had her for Poly 260, and she was amazing.
I'll say Dr. Stephen Lewis. So I've taken 2 classes with him so far. The first one was Asia and Energy, and this one I'm taking right now is China and the Chinese diaspora. So it's actually really interesting. I'm part Asian, so just good having that connection to my culture, and he's just a really good professor, cares about students learning. So shout out to Stephen Lewis, Dr. Stephen Lewis. He's a great professor.
Oh man, that's a tough one. I think my favorite one that I've had so far is Dr. Kabiri. She was really, really kind, really, really eager about teaching material and whatnot, and it really made me feel personally invited into the class. It was especially a subject that I didn't really know or was familiar with. It was an anatomy class. I'm a cognitive science major, so that's none of my business. But nevertheless, she really, really helped me get acclimated here. She was actually the first class that I ever sat in back when I was touring here. So it was a real like crazy bit of perspective that I got like coming back to that class like a couple years later. So yeah, definitely Dr. Kabir.
Oh my gosh. Honestly, all the professors here are really amazing, but I'd have to say Sandy Parsons is the best. She is like so fun, so nice, so cool, and honestly like does a good mix of being your friend while also like staying your professor.
Yeah, it's hard to pick between all of them because I've learned everyone has something different to offer. So,
But again, all of my professors at Rice have been incredible.
Shout out to the overall department.
Shout out to the overall departments.
There we go.